Ciao! In this little video I'm going to explain a few rules of pronunciation in Italian. Let's have a look. First of all, we are going to talk about vowels. In Italian there are 5 vowels and we read them like this. A, E, I, O, U. You can see that E and O can have 2 different variations, can be closed or open. Closed or open. For example, I will say vero, sette, dove, nove. It doesn't really make a difference in the comprehension. So it doesn't change the sound, it doesn't change the meaning of the word. Sometimes, if a vowel is open or closed, it's an indication of the region where you come from in Italy. For example, in the south, the people from the south of Italy tend to pronounce their vowels a little bit open, whilst in the north they tend to be pronounced a little bit closer as a tendency. You can see that A, I or U are always the same. When we talk about consonants, we are going to have a look at the alphabet and we will see that we have these consonants, which in Italian are adopted consonants. We won't see them, we wouldn't see these consonants, for example, 60 years ago in the Italian alphabet, 60 years ago. So they have been considered adopted consonants because in Italian we have also a lot of English words. We have adopted a lot of English words. When we speak Italian, a lot of people say Italian is very musical, and this musicality is given by the position of the accent, so the stress. So when I pronounce a word, where the stress goes in the pronunciation. For example, the stress tends to fall on the last syllable but one in Italian. For example, I will say fratello, vedere, ragazza, colazione. In French, for example, the stress tends to fall on the last syllable, but in Italian it's the last but one. Many words are stressed on the last syllable but two. So in this case it's the first syllable. So albero, cinema, gondola. But a number of words have an accent or a stress at the end of the word, and these words will have a physical, a visual accent, a graphic accent. So I will have caffè, città, più, martedì, perché. You can see that these accents are all at the end. Let's have a look at some rules of pronunciation, how to pronounce the combination of consonants and vowels in Italian. So first of all, in Italian, for the letter C, the letter C can be pronounced in 2 different ways. It can be pronounced as a hard sound or as a soft sound. When I say hard sound, I mean k, like carrot, for example. If I say soft sound, it's like ch, like ch, chocolate. So let's have a look. When we produce the sound as a hard sound, it's when we have a C followed by A, O, U, or H. Whenever C is followed by A, O, U, or H, it will always give us a hard sound. Let's have a look at some words. So as an example, if you can remember, for you to remember, is k, like carrot, or cash, or cat. In Italian, we'll have these words: carota, colore, cuoco, anche, chilo. Let's see what they mean. Carota, you guessed it, it's carrot. Colore is color. Cuoco is cook or chef. Anche, also. And chilo is kilogram. The other variation of the letter C is the soft sound, which is ch, like chocolate or church. For example, I will say cellulare, città, ciao, cioccolata. And that's when the C is always followed by E or I. It gives me this sound. This scribble here is a phonetic alphabet, and it refers to the sound ch. So if I have these words, would you be able to read them? I'm going to give you a few minutes. You can pause this video and read them in your own time, and then I'm going to read them now for you. But if you don't want to, if you want to practice without listening to me first, please pause the video. So we have bicicletta, arancia, chiave, cucinare, chiesa, cioccolato, cipolla, riccio, lumache, cavolo. Now the G, the letter G, has the same, behaves in the same way. So if G, the letter G is followed by A or U or H, we will have a hard sound. I will have the sound like G, like go, good, or garage. For example, I will have gatto, cat, gonna, skirt, guanto, glove, lunghe is an adjective, it means long for feminine, ghiaccio is ice. And again, just like the C sound, when G is followed by E and I, it will give a soft sound like J. You know what this is gelato, Gianni, giorno, Giulia. Now again, if you want to read them without, and you want to practice the sound G and J, please pause this video because I'm going to read these words for you. Taleggio, gioco, asparagi, ghiro, gelato, funghi, aringhe, ghiaccio, spaghetti, and gesso. Can you see wherever I have the E or the I, gioco, gesso, the sound is soft. If I have a H, it's always hard. Funghi, aringhe, spaghetti. Now again, you can have a look. You can have a go at reading these words. A useful exercise you could do is try and type these words in a website, in a like, for example, Word Reference or even Google Translate, because it will give you the pronunciation. Yeah. So this is for you to do independently if you want. Let's carry on with the sounds. So the combination of the letters G and L will give a sound that is not very common in English, and this is the sound L. L. The only word that I can think of in English that resembles this sound is the word million. So it's a very liquid sound, L, L. So if I read these words, I will say bottiglia, coniglio, biglietto, moglie, famiglia. This is very important because in English we would tend to divide these two letters. So we'll say gl, but that's not the case in Italian. In Italian, they fuse together and create a different sound. And this is the phonetic symbol. Same thing happens with ñ. Now, if you study Spanish, you must be familiar with the sound because it's the sound N with the little wave on top. So it's the sound ñ, ñ, like gnomo, ogni, significato, gnocchi, spagnolo, bagno, bisogni, compagne, campagna. Again, let's do a little exercise. If you want to pause and have a little read by yourself, and then you can check the pronunciation with what I say. Tovaglia, bignè, campagna, lasagne, aglio, ragno, vaniglia, paglia, tagliatelle. These are the last two sounds that we're going to see today, and these are the sounds sk and sh, sk and sh. So if SC, we follow the same rule. So if S is followed by C, followed by A or U or H, the sound will be hard. So we'll have a ska, sko, sku, ske, ski. If it's followed by I or E, now we know that C with I or E gives us chi. But when we have the S before, just before it, the sound will be like a snake, like a sh sound, sh. So I will say shi and she. So let's read these words. Conoscere, scala, sci, scuola, scolaro, piscina, maschio, scivolare, ascolto, maschera, scendere, nascere. Now, again, you can pause the video if you want to read these sounds independently, and you can listen to my pronunciation. Sciare, uscita, pesche, but pesce. And be careful, because if you pronounce it wrong, you'll end up having grilled peaches in your restaurant rather than pesce. Or the other way around. If you want some peaches, you might end up with some fish. So pesche, pesce. They look quite similar. This is a hard sound. This is a soft sound. Scatola, scimmia, scarpe. Now here we have two different sounds that we've learned today. Bagno schiuma, maschera. H, the letter H deserves a little mention because it's always a bit forgotten. Why? In Italian it's called H, it's its name in the alphabet, but in Italian it's also called la mutina, so the silent one. And this is because when a word starts with H in Italian, there aren't very many, the H is always silent. We don't pronounce it. It's not like in English. It could be in English. Normally in Italian we use the H when the word can be confused with something else. And there are a lot of these words in the verb avere. So ho, hai, ha, hanno. The verb avere means to have, and this is I have, you have, he, she has, and they have. Just to give you an idea. And if we didn't use the H, I would say or, to the, to, and ie. So that's why we use the H to distinguish the word, for example, ie, with the word they have. Now there's a list of common surnames in Italy, Italian surnames. So what I would like you to do is try and give one of these sounds to these names. For example, how would you pronounce this? The pronunciation is Ghezzi. So which sound are we going to look for? The sound is G, hard sound. But then for this word, I will have dolci. So the sound that I'm going to look for is this one, ch, ch. So have a look at the phonetic symbols that we have learned to remind us of the sound. We are going to finish with the alphabet. So I'm going to read the alphabet for you, and I would like you to learn it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Z. And those consonants that I was talking about, the adopted ones, will be I lunga, K, W, X, Y, and Y. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao!